Welcome back to Road to Victory. I'm Gavin Walpert, and this is round number 2 of the afternoon session. For those of you who missed the first video, the link is located just below the video screen. So round 2 starts with me sitting with this nice 11-point hand in third chair. Joel opened one spade, and our only way to show a 3-card limit raise is for me to start with 1-no trump, and then follow up with jumping to 3 spades. We play 1-no trump as semi-forcing, but since this is our only way to show limit raise, I have to gamble that Joel doesn't pass, and even if he does pass 1-no trump, it means he's got 11-12 balanced, and I'll duke it out in 1-no trump. So my 1-no trump response got a 2-spade bid from Joel. So that sort of changes the dynamic of the auction. Since 2 spades promises 6, raise to 3 spades by me would only show 2-card support. It's too big of a range to have 2 or 3-card support and bid 3 spades, because if Joel's looking at a weak spade suit, let's say he's got Jack 6 or 6 little, he's going to be thinking we're going to have a lot of trump losers or potential trump losers when I have a doubleton. So to stop him from making from putting too much pressure on his decision, it's expert standard practice with a 3-card limit raise over 2 spades just to jump directly to 4, allowing 3 spades to purely be a doubleton in support. So I jumped to 4 spades, and that ended the auction. So they led the 7 of diamonds, and Joel, taking a look at Joel's hand, he has this nice 15-point hand. He would have for sure accepted an invitation, so it's pretty clear that everybody or most pairs in the room are going to reach 4 spades on this hand. And that information will come into play at some point in the play. It's always good to know if you're in the same contract as everybody else, or if you're in an aggressive contract. Because if you're in an aggressive contract, you really want to make sure to make the contract, because if the room wasn't going to be in 4 spades, then plus 420 would just be a great score, so you would never risk your contract for an overtrick. So the 7 of diamonds is, opponents play 3rd and 5th, so it's either singleton 7, doubleton 7, or it's very likely to be king, 9, 7, and maybe a little 1. So Joel started by putting up the queen of diamonds, and East won the ace. Now East shifted to a heart. It's pretty likely once East doesn't continue diamonds that the 7 of diamonds was actually 3rd best, because if East did have ace king, 5th or 6th of diamonds, they would have been worried that their ruff was going to go away since we have 9 trumps. So the 6 of hearts, now Joel's left with his decision, and he can see if he flies up with the ace of hearts and draws trumps, now he can play a diamond, putting West in what's called a Morton's fork. West will be faced with a choice of 2 losing options. When the diamond is played, if West jumps up with the king, even after they cash the king of hearts, Joel will be able to use dummies Jack 10 of diamonds to discard 2 clubs to ensure his contract. And if West ducks the king of diamonds, they go to bed with it. Now, still, if Joel does take the heart finesse and it loses, the opponents play a club, and only if the king of clubs is offside will he go down. So really, he's only risking his contract if both kings are offside, and this is giving him a chance at an overtrick. So if you're playing in a team game, you'd fly ace of hearts here, or if you're playing if you only had about 23 points and you're in this game, now you're talking about a time where you might want to secure making your contract. But here, Joel knew that he was in the same contract as everybody else, so he finessed the queen of hearts. One other thing to note is that the 6 of hearts was a relatively low heart spot. If East didn't have a heart on her, there was a good chance they might have tried to lead high to let their opponent partner in on the story. Yes, they could be leading from 6-5, 6-5-3-2 of hearts, or 6-5-4-2 rather, but they weren't, and the queen of hearts won, and so now Joel's in a pretty good position. So now Joel cashed a high spade. By cashing a high spade from the hand that has 2 honors, Joel ensures that he will not lose a spade trick. After the ace of spades is played, if one of his opponents has Jack 4th, he'll be able to see which one that person is and finesse that person out of the Jack. If he had played up to the king, then if West had Jack 4th, then he would have been forced to lose a trick. So everybody followed, so it didn't really matter, and Joel continued to draw trumps. And now Joel was sort of faced with the same position, but now it's for making 5 or 6. Joel can choose to try and finesse the club and perhaps get rid of his diamond loser and make 6. Or he could play a diamond, putting West in that same position with the king of diamonds, planning on discarding his clubs. Now Joel decided that because he he was a step ahead. He took a heart finesse when some people won't. It seemed like the right thing to do now was, and perhaps if the king of clubs is offside, then maybe other people will lead a club. Joel just cashed the ace of hearts and played a diamond, and when West chose to rise with the king, Joel claimed throwing his 2 clubs onto board 20. We're dealt a 15-point hand. Our right-hand opponents opened a club. We have 2 real options. We can make a take-out double or overcall at 1-no trump. Our range for 1-no trump is the same as everybody else or most people in the room, a good 15 to 18. And with 1.5 club stoppers, it's really close. If I didn't have the 10 of clubs, I would definitely make a take-out double. With the 10 of clubs, I feel like it's very close, but I decided since my honors were so heavily weighted in the majors that I would try to find a major suit fit right away and make it take-out double. So the auction continued with my opponent overcalling or responding 1 diamond, and Joel making a free bid of 1 heart, which a free bid of 1 heart shows stronger hand than if East had passed. Obviously, if East had passed, he was forced to bid, and then he was just choosing his best suit. But now that they've entered, he no longer had to bid. So his 1 heart bid, I'm expecting somewhere in the 5 to 10 range, and 4 card support, or 4 card hearts. And now West makes a support double, and this is a really important agreement to have with your partner. I highly recommend talking about it. You must talk about it with your partner. If you do play support doubles, you must know whether you do them over diamonds. And I also very highly recommend you do it. Diamonds is just as important a suit to know about whether to compete. So over the support double, I felt like I had a pretty clear-cut 2 heart bid. I really wanted to show my partner I did have 4 hearts. I by no means promised 4 hearts for my my takeout double. I easily could have been, for instance, 4-3 the other way in the majors. So my 2 heart bid just gets us onto the right track. Partner's going to know how many hearts we have and have an easier time deciding what to do when it looks like the opponents might give us trouble and force us to make a competitive decision at the 3 level. So I bid 2 hearts, and in fact they did not compete, so we got to play it there in 2 hearts. And they led a spade. So the 3 of spades lead. Joel looks at dummy, is pretty happy. We have half the deck and the opponents have 8 spades and have allowed us to play in 2 hearts. So it's going to be a good board, very likely for us, although let's take a look at how he's going to do. He has 3 sure diamond losers, a sure heart loser is 4, no spade losers, and 1 club loser. So he's got 5 total losers. He's going to make his contract. And there's nothing really to do with your trumps except for draw the opponent's trumps. That's the only way he could go down, is if the opponents get a ruff. So Joel won the ace of spades. And one other important note is that when the opponents had not they did not bid spades, West, they have 8 of them. West can't have 5 because they didn't open a spade, and East can't have 5 because they didn't respond to a spade. So Joel immediately knows that the spades are broken 4-4. So now Joel started drawing trumps by leading the king, and the opponent won the ace. Then the opponent played a diamond over to the ace, and East played back a spade. So the 10, queen, and king left Joel and dummy, and now Joel just wanted to finish his job of drawing trumps. He played a heart to the jack, and the 10 of hearts. So now, once West showed out, Joel knows the whole distribution on the hand. He already knew from that reasoning before that West has 4 spades. He now knows West has 2 hearts, and the support double told him he had 3 diamonds, so he knows West's shape is 4-2-3-4. So the only loser he really has a chance at getting rid of here is a club, and with clubs being 4-2, the ace won't drop a singleton honor with East. That would be a typical way for you to take the and have no club losers. But so Joel tried his last-ditch effort to make an over trick. He let a low club from his hand, hoping that they would not split their club honors, and he would get to stick in the 10. Now they did split their club honors, so he claimed making 2. And that's the end of our round. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.